history of Kyrgyzstan reaches far back into the distant past. Archaeological discoveries show that the territory of present-day Kyrgyzstan was inhabited by sedentary and semi-nomadic communities as early as the 4th millennium before Christ. During the 2nd millennium before Christ, early tribes and proto-Turkic groups emerged, taking part in trade along the Silk Road and developing cultural connections with surrounding civilizations. From the 7th century before Christ onward, the Scythians established powerful nomadic cultures across the Kyrgyz highlands, influencing lands that today belong to Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. In the 1st century after Christ, these territories came under the control of the Xiongnu and later the Gök Turks, both of whom shaped the early identity of the Kyrgyz people. In the 9th century after Christ, the first major Kyrgyz Khanate arose, while the region became touched by Arab, Persian, and Chinese influences. Throughout the 10th and 11th centuries, Kyrgyz tribes consolidated and gradually formed distinct political and cultural structures. Later, in the 15th century, parts of the region temporarily fell under the rule of the Mughal rulers of Central Asia. During the 17th and 18th centuries, the Kyrgyz people faced pressure from neighboring powers such as the Khanate of Kokand and the Khanate of Khiva, struggling repeatedly to preserve their autonomy. With the steady expansion of the Russian Empire in the 19th century, Kyrgyz lands were gradually incorporated into Russian administration, and by the year 1912, the region was fully under Russian provincial authority. This period brought modernization in some areas, but also significant social disruption, as traditional nomadic life was restricted. After the October Revolution in the year 1917, the region was reorganized under Soviet rule. In the year 1924, the Kara-Kyrgyz Autonomous Region was created within the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic. 2 years later, in 1926, it became the Kyrgyz Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic, and in 1936 it was elevated to the Kyrgyz Soviet Socialist Republic, becoming a constituent republic of the Soviet Union. The 1930s were marked by forced collectivization, mass repression, and political purges under Joseph Stalin. Nomadic life was further suppressed, agriculture was collectivized, and many intellectuals and community leaders were persecuted. Despite this, Soviet industrialization and education policies brought rising literacy rates, new infrastructure, and urban development. During the Second World War, although no battles took place on Kyrgyz soil, many Kyrgyz soldiers served on the Soviet front lines. The Republic also hosted evacuated factories and civilians from western parts of the Soviet Union. In the decades after the war, especially from the 1950s to the 1980s, Kyrgyzstan developed industries such as mining, agriculture, and hydroelectric power. The capital city, then known as Frunze, expanded significantly. During the late 1980s, the policies of glasnost and perestroika encouraged political openness and stimulated national awareness. On the 31st of August in the year 1991, Kyrgyzstan declared independence following the collapse of the Soviet Union. Askar Akayev became the first president and attempted reforms, though corruption and economic struggles increased throughout the 1990s. In the year 2005, the Tulip Revolution forced President Akayev from power. Kurmanbek Bakiev replaced him, but was overthrown in the year 2010 after protests over corruption and rising energy prices. That same year, violent ethnic clashes occurred in the southern cities of Osh and Jalalabad, causing deep social wounds. After the year 2010, Kyrgyzstan adopted a new constitution that reduced presidential powers and strengthened parliament, making it one of the most democratic political systems in Central Asia. Almazbek Atambayev served as president from the year 2011 to the year 2017, followed by Suronbay Jeenbekov. In the year 2020, disputed parliamentary elections triggered mass protests, leading to President Jeenbekov's resignation. Sadir Japarov, who had been in prison at the time of the unrest, rose to power and was elected president in the year 2021. In recent years, Kyrgyzstan has continued to face challenges such as political instability, border conflicts with Tajikistan, economic struggles, and debates about constitutional changes. At the same time, The country maintains an active civil society, diverse political movements, and a unique tradition of public participation compared with its Central Asian neighbors. Today, Kyrgyzstan is an independent republic with Bishkek as its capital, navigating complex relationships with Russia, China, and Western countries while seeking economic development, political stability, and preservation of rich cultural nomadic heritage.